The ancient rocks within the eye of the Sahara have provided researchers with information about its origins. The earliest formation of the eye began when the supercontinent Pangaea began to pull apart. As Pangaea broke up, the Atlantic Ocean waters began to flow into the region. While Pangaea was slowly pulling apart, magma from deep beneath the surface began to push up from the Earth's mantle, which formed a circle-shaped rocky dome surrounded by layers of sandstone. As erosion took its toll on the igneous rocks and sandstones, and as the dome subsided, circular ridges were left behind, giving the Richat structure its sunken circular shape. Today, the eye is somewhat sunken below the level of the surrounding landscapes. Millions of years ago, volcanic activity from deep beneath Earth's surface lifted the entire landscape around the eye. These regions were not deserts, as they are today. Instead, they were likely much more temperate, with abundant flowing water. Layered sandstone rocks were deposited by blowing winds and on the bottoms of lakes and rivers during the temperate. The subsurface volcanic flow eventually pushed up the overlying layers of sandstone and other rocks. After the volcanism died down, wind and water erosion began to eat away at the domed layers of rock. The region began to settle down and collapse in on itself, creating the roughly circular eye feature. Exposed within the interior of the Richat structure are a variety of intrusive and extrusive igneous rocks. They include rhyolitic volcanic rocks, gabbros, carbonatites, and kimberlites. The rhyolitic rocks consist of lava flows and hydrothermally altered tufaceous rocks that are part of two distinct eruptive centers, which are interpreted to be the eroded remains of two Mars. According to field mapping and aeromagnetic data, the gabbroic rocks form two concentric ring dikes. The inner ring dike is about 20 m in width and lies about 3 kilometers from the center of the Richat structure. The outer ring dike is about 50 m in width and lies about 7 to 8 kilometers from the center of this structure. 32 carbonatite dikes and sills have been mapped within the Richat structure. The dikes are generally about 300 m long and typically 1 to 4 m wide. They consist of massive carbonatites that are mostly devoid of vesicles. The carbonatite rocks have been dated as having cooled between 94 and 104 million years ago. A kimberlitic plug and several sills have been found within the northern part of the Richat structure. The kimberlite plug has been dated to around 99 million years old. These intrusive igneous rocks are interpreted as indicating the presence of a large alkaline igneous intrusion that currently underlies the Richat structure and created it by uplifting the overlying rock.